What's up everybody, I am Zai, back to you with another video, and this one is on the patch tool. Now, the patch tool has to be one of the best tools for skin retouching ever. Adobe was genius for this tool. Whenever I'm editing textures, I always end up using the patch tool. It's a quick circle, boom, done, and you got your stuff set. Now, in no way, shape, or form is this video a tutorial on the patch tool in its entirety. This is specifically for skin retouching with the patch tool. If you do want a full video on the patch tool, leave a like, leave a comment below, and I'll definitely get on it. Now, before we get into the skin editing, I'm gonna give you a little rundown on the patch tool. So you come over here into the toolbar, click and hold, and you get your patch tool family options. Even though we're specifically going with the patch tool, it does give you your spot healing brush, your content aware, and your red eye tool, which are all amazing tools. Up here, we have our patch tool options. You have your new selection tool, where it only allows you to make one selection at a time. Notice how I click and drag and make a circle and the previous one disappears. That's because I can only make one selection at a time under this new selection option. Now say if you wanna increase your selection, you have your add selection option. See here, boom, boom, and boom. You can make as many as you need to. Or say if you make something that's too big, you have your remove selection option. So, or for whatever reason, you may want to do the intersect option. Here, here. Now you have your selection, which was created by your two intersecting selections. Now right next to it, you have your patch types. You have your normal and your content aware. Generally, I keep mine on normal. I have no need for content aware, especially when I'm doing skin. But content aware is very good, especially if you're dealing with a lot of edges or a lot of stuff that might be in the background. Now over here, you have the behavior types for your patch tool. So you have your source and destination. So for source, let's come down here. For source, you literally replace the source of your selection with the new one, which is the general way of which I will show you how to edit skin with. But then you also have your destination option. With destination, you're literally making a copy of your selection and placing it elsewhere, which can be very good if you decide you want to do something a little funky for compositing or whatever creative motives you have. So let's get started. First thing I do is I try to come in and get rid of these laugh lines a little bit. Whoops, I'm still on destination. Let's go back to source. I'll come in here, get rid of all these little bits here. Now, skin editing is a lot easier when you have a makeup artist. Actually, let's do this. Create a new layer. Come in and get this. Now you really want to be careful with your patch tool. Reason being is you see here how it begins to fade over. You don't want that. You want to make sure all your tones stay even. You want to make sure you come in and get all these little knickknacks out of here. is looking really, really good already. And if you're shooting in RAW, this helps just as much. Because RAWs are much larger files, so you can really get in close. When you're editing skin, you want to make sure you can get in as close as possible and micro detail as much as possible. You don't want to overlap too much because you'll start to get patches in the skin texture. You'll start to get a bit of roughness that is quite unfavorable, at least for me. You see up in here where you start to get that repetitive pattern? You want to avoid that. You can really avoid it by you can really avoid this by not overlapping too much. Also, one thing you don't want to be afraid of is using other parts of your subject's face to get that texture back, or to get that variety in texture. See? Boom. Now we're gonna come over here and get this other laugh line. Now we're coming up on a tricky part. I generally try to save these highlight points for last, simply because for me, these are some of the most crucial parts of the face when editing skin. The highlights and the shadows really help create the definition in the face. So you really don't want to get rid of those. You really don't want to mess those up. All right. Now that I'll pull back a little, I'm going to show you before and after. Before and after. Now I'm going to really get in and tackle these highlighted areas. Remember, you don't want to lose too much of your highlights. I'm gonna be super careful with the highlights. I wanna make sure I keep these. Keep them as much as possible. Without repeating too much. Now you really wanna be careful. You see how it begins to really, make another layer and show you. How it begins to dull the highlights. See? Now you're missing your highlights. You don't want that. That's bad. At least in my book, this is bad. I want to make sure I keep my highlights. So it is a little extra work, but it's worth it. So there we go, getting some repetition again. Go and get that out. Kind of blend that in a little bit. And voila. Now we've managed to get all of her bumps out of there and still maintain our highlight. Let's kind of go in here a little bit too to get that. Now, nobody's skin is perfect, but it's good to make sure we at least keep some sort of integrity within the skin itself. Again, you don't want to make it look like it's plastic or porcelain or anything that just doesn't feel real, because then it's not sellable. Fake isn't relatable. I myself used to go for that real porcelain look because I thought it looked cool, but to me, this is way better. This is significantly better. So before and after. Before and after. Now keep in mind that this is nowhere near complete for me. This is just step one among many steps, but this video is just to show you very basic skin editing with the patch tool. Now that's my basic skin retouching using the patch tool. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of this video. I will be doing another video on advanced skin retouching using the frequency separation technique along with the patch tool. I'll be going over different methodologies of frequency separation, how I apply them to the work that I do. I use frequency separation in all of my fashion and beauty work. So until the next video, thank you guys for joining me on this one. Peace.